Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Energy made available by the flow of electric charge through a conductor. The power went out around midnight. Of a government or government official, holding an office means being in power. During his first year in power. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. Possession of the qualities, especially mental qualities, required to do something or get something done. Danger heightened his powers of discrimination. Possession of controlling influence. The deterrent power of nuclear weapons. One possessing or exercising power or influence or authority. The mysterious presence of an evil power. Physical strength. Physics. The rate of doing work, measured in watts, equals joule per second. Supply the force or power for the functioning of. The gasoline powers the engines. Energy made available by the flow of electric charge through a conductor. Energy made available by the flow of electric charge through a conductor. They built a car that runs on electricity. A physical phenomenon associated with stationary or moving electrons and protons. Keen and shared excitement. The stage crackled with electricity whenever she was on it. A job in an organization. The actions and activities assigned to or required or expected of a person or group. Professional or clerical workers in an office. The whole office was late the morning of the blizzard. Of a government or government official, holding an office means being in power. Being in office already gives a candidate a great advantage. Place of business where professional or clerical duties are performed. He rented an office in the new building. An administrative unit of government. A religious rite or service prescribed by ecclesiastical authorities. The offices of the Mass. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A state powerful enough to influence events throughout the world. A person who pleads for a cause or propounds an idea. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. Someone who expounds and interprets or explains. A mathematical notation indicating the number of times a quantity is multiplied by itself. The finger next to the thumb. A number or ratio, a value on a scale of measurement, derived from a series of observed facts, can reveal relative changes as a function of time. Adjust through indexation. The government indexes wages and prices. An alphabetical listing of names and topics along with page numbers where they are discussed. A numerical scale used to compare variables with one another or with some reference number. List in an index. Provide with an index. Index the book. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. An oil baron. A British peer of the lowest rank. A nobleman, in various countries, of varying rank. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. A male sovereign, ruler of a kingdom. A competitor who holds a preeminent position. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. United States guitar player and singer of the blues, born in 1925. United States woman tennis player, born in 1943. United States charismatic civil rights leader and Baptist minister who campaigned against the segregation of blacks, 1929 to 1968. A checker that has been moved to the opponent's first row where it is promoted to a piece that is free to move either forward or backward. Chess, the weakest but the most important piece. One of the 4 playing cards in a deck bearing the picture of a king. Preeminence in a particular category or group or field. The lion is the king of beasts. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. A member of the Muslim dynasty that ruled India until 1857. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. A bump on a ski slope. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. A very wealthy or powerful businessman. Possession of the qualities, especially mental qualities, required to do something or get something done. The quality of being able to perform. A quality that permits or facilitates achievement or accomplishment. Possession of controlling influence. His powerfulness was concealed by a gentle facade. Of a law, having legal validity. Group of people willing to obey orders. A public force is necessary to give security to the rights of citizens. Physical energy or intensity. He hit with all the force he could muster. A put-out of a base runner who is required to run. The put-out is accomplished by holding the ball while touching the base to which the runner must advance before the runner reaches that base. The shortstop got the runner at second on a force. To cause to do through pressure or necessity, by physical, moral or intellectual means. She forced him to take a job in the city. Force into or from an action or state, either physically or metaphorically. Urge or force, a person, to an action, constrain or motivate. Move with force. Impose urgently, importunately, or inexorably. She forced her diet fads on him. Squeeze like a wedge into a tight space. A unit that is part of some military service. He sent Caesar a force of 6,000 men. One possessing or exercising power or influence or authority. May the force be with you. An act of aggression, as one against a person who resists. He may accomplish by craft in the long run what he cannot do by force and violence in the short one. Take by force. A group of people having the power of effective action. He joined forces with a band of adventurers. A powerful effect or influence. The force of his eloquence easily persuaded them. Do forcibly, exert force. Don't force it. Physics, the influence that produces a change in a physical quantity. Force equals mass times acceleration. Physical strength. Physical strength. Physics, a thermodynamic quantity equivalent to the capacity of a physical system to do work. The units of energy are joules or ERGS. Physics, a thermodynamic quantity equivalent to the capacity of a physical system to do work. The units of energy are joules or ERGS. Energy can take a wide variety of forms. An imaginative, lively style, especially style of writing. His writing conveys great energy. A healthy capacity for vigorous activity. Jogging works off my excess energy. The federal department responsible for maintaining a national energy policy of the United States, created in 1977. Forceful exertion. He plays tennis with great energy. Enterprising or ambitious drive. Europeans often laugh at American energy. Any source of usable power. The DOE is responsible for maintaining the energy policy. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The state has elected a new president. Chemistry. The three traditional states of matter are solids, fixed shape and volume, and liquids, fixed volume and shaped by the container, and gases, filling the container. The solid state of water is called ice. The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation. His state is in the Deep South. Put before. The federal department in the United States that sets and maintains foreign policies. Express in words. State your opinion. A state of depression or agitation. He was in such a state you just couldn't reason with him. The group of people comprising the government of a sovereign state. The state has lowered its income tax. The way something is with respect to its main attributes. The current state of knowledge. A politically organized body of people under a single government. A political system in which the supreme power lies in a body of citizens who can elect people to represent them. A world organization of autonomous states that are united in allegiance to a central power but are not subordinate to it or to one another. The official name of some states in the United States, Massachusetts and Pennsylvania and Virginia and Kentucky, and associated territories, Puerto Rico. Material in the top layer of the surface of the earth in which plants can grow, especially with reference to its quality or use. The land had never been plowed. The territory occupied by a nation. He returned to the land of his birth. A politically organized body of people under a single government. An industrialized land. United States inventor who incorporated Polaroid film into lenses and invented the one-step photographic process, 1909 to 1991. Extensive landed property, especially in the country, retained by the owner for his own use. The family owned a large estate on Long Island. Reach or come to rest. The bird landed on the highest branch. Bring into a different state. This may land you in jail. The people who live in a nation or country. Arrive on shore. The ship landed in Pearl Harbor. Cause to come to the ground. The pilot managed to land the airplane safely. Agriculture considered as an occupation or way of life. There's no work on the land anymore. The solid part of the Earth's surface. The plane turned away from the sea and moved back over land. Shoot at and force to come down. The enemy landed several of our aircraft. territory over which rule or control is exercised. He made it the law of the land. A domain in which something is dominant. A land of make-believe. Bring ashore. The drug smugglers landed the heroin on the beach of the island. Deliver a blow. He landed several blows on his opponent's head. The land on which real estate is located. He built the house on land leased from the city. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The country's largest manufacturer. A particular geographical region of indefinite boundary, usually serving some special purpose or distinguished by its people or culture or geography. Bible country. The people who live in a nation or country. The whole country worshipped him. An area outside of cities and towns. His poetry celebrated the slower pace of life in the country. A politically organized body of people under a single government. A politically organized body of people under a single government.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.